There was once a kid named Rashid Greensteinberger. One Tuesday, Rashid was going to school, but he got there 2 minutes before class. On his way to class, he saw his friend Yitzhak. He wasn't able to talk to him because everyone was rushing to class.
Ding, 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 ding.
Even though he could not talk to him, he still saw that he was really dizzy, looked tired, and was throwing up all over the place. That day during class, Rashid couldn't focus on his work because all he thought about was how miserable Yitzhak looked. Then it was finally lunchtime, and all of Rashid's friends, Yitzhak, Laser, Shmoy, and Dominique, took out their sacked lunch. Except Yitzhak. Finally, Rashid got the chance to ask Yitzhak what was wrong and why he didn't bring his sack of lunch. Then Yitzhak responded and said he had lost his appetite and had been feeling sick ever since the night before, and that he was only assuming that it was from the gefilte fish and bisli his mother made for him the night before. After a few more exhausting classes, Rashid finally made it home. Everything went just well until the coming Thursday night. That Thursday night, after Rashid did all of his Gemara homework and reviewed his Tosfos that he learned in Shir that day, he ate cheesy macaroni for dinner. Later, he lied down on his brand new white couch and watched the hit show on the Spike Channel, 1000 Ways to Die, with his parents. "15 minutes into the episode, Rashid's stomach started to hurt and he realized that he had a stomachache and was feeling quite nauseous. Meanwhile, inside of Rashid's body,
Who or what is that?
We are a group of strep cells from the mouth of Yitzhak.
Well, I'm not sure what a yitzhak is, but I'm not going to tolerate you anyways. I'm going to eat you.
20 minutes later, some macrophages came along.
Whoa! What's going on? Well, it doesn't look too good, so I'm going to go help out anyway.
Back to outside his body, his parents began to smell the products of Rashid's stomachache moments later. Rashid's mother, Wilma, then asked Rashid if he needed to go to the bathroom. Rashid responded very delicately, "No, thank you, I just went." With great disgust, Wilma turned to her husband and said, "We'll worry about the stain on the couch later." She then turned to Rashid and with great sympathy she asked, "Are you feeling okay? Or do you think your stomach is acting up from tonight's macaroni and you are starting to become lactose intolerant?" With an odd questioning look on his face, Rashid explained that his stomachache cannot have been a result from the macaroni that night, or being lactose intolerant, because earlier that morning he had cereal with milk and was feeling just fine. With great relief, Wilma smiled and said, "Okay, Sonny, I'm glad everything is okay." Immediately, Rashid's father, Chauncey, interrupted Wilma and said, "No, we must take him to the doctor in the morning. I'll make an appointment." Wilma, Rashid, and Chauncey all nodded in agreement. The night ended shortly after that. That night, Rashid had such a bad sleep. He had been feeling nauseous throughout the night and his throat was in tremendous pain. He felt as though it were dry. Meanwhile, inside the body, there has been a battle going on for several hours between Rashid's immune system and the bacteria. Inside the body,
This battle's getting tough. We're going to need full force fighting here, everyone. Yes, sir.
now back to outside the body. That morning, Rashid's father, Chauncey, woke him up for his appointment to go to the doctor's office. Rashid was in even more pain that morning. He had the same symptoms he had the night before, and he had the chills, along with a slight swollen feeling in the neck. Chauncey immediately rushed Rashid to the doctor. After getting to the doctor's office, the doctor checked Rashid out to see what the symptoms of his condition were. After checking all of the symptoms, the doctor concluded that there had been a serious bacterial infection in Rashid's throat. The doctor soon after informed Chauncey and Wilma and told them that a group A bacteria called Streptococcus had infected his throat. Rashid then asked the doctor how it could have been caused. The doctor then replied, "Well, it's a very contagious bacterial infection. In fact, it's the most common one among kids ranging from ages 5 to 15. It's usually carried by bodily fluids or even mucus, Were you in contact with a sick friend, or even maybe kissing a girlfriend behind your parents' back that may have been showing signs of sickness? Oh, no way! I'm a yeshiva bacher. I'm waiting until marriage. Silly guy. But my friend Yitzuk was sick last Tuesday, and he looked a bit sick during lunch. In fact, he was coughing a little bit, but I didn't think about it too much. Well, that answers it. He coughed, and I guess a little morsel of his saliva got onto your food during lunch, and you ate it. But it's all right. It's going to be over anyway. The worst would have been if you didn't come for a visit. Then it could have been pretty bad. In fact, if you didn't get to us when you did, your son, Rashid, could have had kidney inflammation and rheumatic fever, which could lead to damaging the heart valves. Oh, thank you for taking him in. We can't imagine what we would have done without you. It's just my job, but you're welcome. Now, this isn't the end to it. Your son still must take some medication. I am going to prescribe penicillin for 10 days. I advise that you take it for 10 days, even though our little Rashid here will feel better after a couple of days. Well, my preference is usually to avoid antibiotics, so I'd rather him only take it until he feels better. No, see, that's where most parents get confused. You should not stop taking it because even though you may not feel it, there are still little bits of bacteria inside of you, and you will not feel it because it is so little. But if you don't continue to take your antibiotics, then the bacteria will actually continue growing, and then Rashid here will get sick again. I understand. After they got home, Rashid immediately started taking his medications. Shortly after he started taking the medication, he started to feel a bit better. Inside the body,
I found the matching antigen. Now, bind! Oh no! Now, to make more of me. Reproduce!
now he starts to elongate and spread and create many, many more of these B cells.
I'm never going to forget you, O evil bacteria from the mouth of Yitzuk. I'm going to store you into my memory, so that way your kind will never be allowed back here, because we will have an automatic immune system response. Get ready, memory B cells. Now, remember!
No!
Penicillin starts to show up and descends as if it were manna from heaven.
Oh, what's this? It looks as if it's manna? As if it were from the heavens. No. Wait, it's a pill. No, it's a plane. No, it's penicillin! Now, with the penicillin helping to break down the cell walls of these bacteria alongside of the phagocytes army of cells, we can finally destroy this bacterial infection and they will be destroyed.
After many days of fighting, Rashid recovered, and Captain B and the whole immune system won a great war, a war that will never be forgotten. Literally, the memory B cells won't forget it, against the bacterial infection known as the strep throat.
The end.
Oh god, that was so retarded, Andrew.